Hello everyone and welcome. So glad you could join us. Whether you are currently studying for your BA Semester 1 political science exams, or you're simply a focused learner who really wants to understand the structural pillars of our society, I promise you are in the exact right place. Today we are breaking down a massive topic, Chapter 13, the market and public welfare. We're going to get straight into the core of how a society balances raw economics with actual human well-being. So grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's get ready to take some really great notes. I want you to really think about this question for a second. Can the market, entirely on its own, truly benefit everyone? Or is government intervention absolutely necessary for a functioning, healthy society? Imagine if we step back and let the free market dictate literally everything. Would every single person genuinely get an equal shot at success? Or would some people be left behind right from the starting line? This tension, right here, is the ultimate balancing act of modern political science. And it's exactly what this explainer is all about.
Okay, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. Market and public welfare. 2. The healthcare example. 3. Equality and justice. 4. Liberty versus license. 5. The MELJL memory trick. And finally, 6. Important exam questions.
Let's jump right into Section 1, Market and Public Welfare Core Concepts.
To really understand how these core concepts interact, we first have to clearly define them. The market is essentially an interconnected network driven by supply, demand, and profit. On the flip side, public welfare refers to programs designed to improve living standards for all people, regardless of their wealth. Now, a free market system has some undeniable pros. It drastically increases competition, it expands our choices as consumers, and it heavily promotes innovation. Companies competing means better products for us. But, and this is a massive but, a purely free market can severely increase the wealth gap. Because the market only responds to money, essential services like education and healthcare often fail to reach those who simply cannot pay. It creates unequal opportunity from day one. And this is exactly why government welfare programs are absolutely necessary. They step in where the market falls short.
Moving on to Section 2, the healthcare example, real-world balance. Theoretical concepts are always so much easier to grasp when we apply them to everyday life, right? So let's do a quick thought experiment. I want you to imagine a city where every single hospital is purely private. They operate entirely on the free market system. Now, because of that market competition, they probably feature the absolute best technology and incredible, highly trained doctors. But there is a massive structural problem here. They require payment for profit. So what happens to a poor individual who gets severely sick? They simply cannot afford treatment. The market has completely failed the citizen. It has denied them a basic human necessity just because they lacked capital.
And this scenario brings us directly to a foundational concept. Quote, government hospitals provide cheap or free health care, bringing balance between welfare and the market. Building a public hospital doesn't destroy the free market, it balances it out. It ensures that while those private, profit-driven options still exist for people who want them, the fundamental human right to health and survival is protected for everyone else. It's about creating a baseline of human dignity that the market simply isn't designed to provide.
All right, Section 3, Equality and Justice, Democratic Pillars. So why does a government actually care about public welfare? At its core, because it is actively pursuing equality and justice. And for your exams, you need to know that equality has 4 critical dimensions. First, social equality. This means absolutely no discrimination based on class, caste, gender, or background. Second, economic equality, which aims to reduce those extreme wealth gaps we talked about earlier. Third is political equality. This ensures everyone has an equal voice, like the concept of one person, one vote. And finally, legal equality, meaning everyone, rich or poor, is subject to the exact same laws. And remember this crucial point. Without liberty, equality is totally incomplete, and vice versa. They are two sides of the same coin.
Which leads us directly into the concept of justice, or Nyaya. Justice is truly established when a society provides equal opportunity and fair treatment to all its citizens. It's that simple, and yet that complex. If a system highly favors the wealthy and leaves the poor completely without basic education or healthcare, that society might have a booming, strong market, but it absolutely does not have justice. Fairness and opportunity have to be non-negotiable for a democracy to actually work.
Let's look at Section 4, Liberty versus License, Understanding Freedom.
People out in the world often use the word freedom super casually, but in political science, we have to be highly specific with our terminology. There is a huge difference between liberty and license. Think of liberty as a mathematical equation. It equals your rights plus your responsibilities. You can live as you choose, but strictly within the boundaries of the law, ensuring you don't harm anyone else. License, on the other hand, is sheer recklessness. It is acting completely arbitrarily, doing whatever you want without any regard whatsoever for the rights of other people. Simply put, liberty builds a society. License destroys it.
A lot of people mistakenly think that laws only exist to restrict our freedom. But the reality, from a political science perspective, is that law actually protects people's liberty and secures the rights of others. Think of it like traffic lights at a busy intersection. Traffic lights don't exist just to stop you from driving, they exist to stop you from crashing into someone else so that everyone on the road can safely reach their destination. Without the law, we wouldn't have liberty, we would just have chaos.
And just like we saw with equality, liberty has multiple dimensions you definitely need to memorize for your test. Personal liberty involves your individual day-to-day life choices. Political liberty is your fundamental right to participate in your government. Economic liberty means you get to freely choose your profession and how you make a living. Religious liberty is the absolute freedom of faith and belief. And finally, liberty of expression is your right to speak your mind openly. All of these work together to create a truly free citizen.
Moving to Section 5. Remember MELJL, a memory trick.
Okay, to make absolutely sure you don't forget how all this ties together on exam day, I want you to grab your pens and write down the MELJL framework. M stands for market, E stands for equality, L stands for liberty, J stands for justice, and the final L stands for law. How does it connect? The market must be balanced by law to ensure equality and liberty, which ultimately results in true justice. If you use that logical flow, it is an incredibly powerful way to structure your essay answers. It shows you understand the big picture.
Let's wrap up with Section 6, Exam Questions, Test Your Mastery.
Here is the first half of the core questions you absolutely must be able to answer based on this chapter. 1. Clarify the concept of market and public welfare. 2. Explain the pros and cons of the market system. 3. Clarify the relationship between equality and liberty. And 4. What is the exact relationship between equality and justice? If you've been following along with this explainer, you should feel completely confident tackling these right now.
And here are the final 3 critical questions. 5. State the difference between liberty and license. 6. Explain the relationship between law and liberty. Remember the traffic light. And 7. Describe the various dimensions of liberty. If you can clearly articulate answers to these 7 points, using the definitions, the dimensions, and that MELJL framework we discussed, you are going to absolutely crush this section of your political science exam for sure.
Before we go, I want to leave you with a final thought to really get your gears turning. If you were handed a blank slate and you were in charge of designing a society from scratch, how would you personally balance the incredible innovative efficiency of the free market with the moral necessity of public welfare? It is not an easy answer by any means, and frankly, it is the very question that world leaders and economists grapple with every single day. Keep thinking about that, keep studying hard, and I look forward to exploring more fascinating political science concepts with you in our next explainer. Take care.